David Daniels. Good morning, Eugenia.
Good morning.
What is a countertenor?
A countertenor is the highest male voice there is. It's a term from the Middle Ages when women were not allowed to sing in the church services, so male voices were needed to take the soprano range. One solution was castration, but another solution was that there have always been natural male voices that can sing that high. And in the 20th century, there's been a resurgence of interest in the countertenor voice, and operas are being revived for them.
But isn't it true, Eugenia, that in those operas, the countertenor role is ordinarily a male role, and it's not singing a female part?
Well, that's true, because the countertenor is essentially a masculine voice. David Daniels sings the part of the despotic tyrant and the tormented lover with enormous strength and passion. He looks like a middleweight boxer, but he sings like an angel. Nearly 6 years ago, singer David Daniels had a revelation. Daniels, whose childhood ambition was to be the best tenor in the world, realized he wasn't really a tenor at all.
And it hit me at that moment that, hey, this is my voice. This is what I should be doing.
A more natural voice was inside of him, the voice of a countertenor. Daniels was just 2 months away from his master's recital as a tenor at the University of Michigan's School of Music when he made the switch. He was back in Ann Arbor this month preparing for performances of Handel's Messiah. Baroque composers, like Handel, frequently wrote for countertenors, but it is not a voice that today's audiences are familiar with. It's a voice that even David Daniels finds hard to define.
Hey, the reason I call myself a countertenor, 2 reasons. One, it's the most generic term that I can think of. I could call myself a male alto. I've been called a male soprano because I sing some higher roles. I also consider myself a countertenor because I feel there is a lot of chest resonance in my sound, which you just don't have in a strictly a male falsetto voice.
A visit to Ann Arbor is also a time for David Daniels to work with pianist Martin Katz. Then I've read that when your voice was supposed to change, yours sort of didn't. Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, I certainly had a normal voice change. It wasn't anything different than anyone else. But for some reason, I never lost the ability to sing in a falsetto approach to singing. It's kind of Texas big, isn't it?
One role that has proved hugely successful for David Daniels is Nero in Monteverdi's Coronation of Poppaea. It was written in the mid-17th century, a time when the castrati were considered the great opera singers of the day. Today, Daniels' natural countertenor voice has helped to revive these roles. But his voice can still take audiences by surprise.
Poppaea lascia ch'io parta. There's no question that it was very obvious to me that it was a huge hush across the audience and eyes all looking up like, what is this?
David Daniels was born 31 years ago in South Carolina and began his singing career as a boy soprano. Both of his parents were singers, and his brother is a cellist.
I'm lucky. I have a fabulous family. I have a fabulous family life with my parents. We talk at least 4 times a week. I talk to my brother and his wife a lot. I haven't been in a relationship with someone for 11 years, so that certainly keeps me grounded.
He won the prestigious Richard Tucker Award, the first time it's ever been awarded to a countertenor.
It was a huge thrill. It's a chance that mainstream opera is actually acknowledging that the countertenor is a voice and worth listening to. It was a huge thrill.
But perhaps not so thrilling as the chance to visit another kind of opera, soap opera.
Cynthia Wachos, you know, the
Nice to meet you.
most hated woman in Springfield.
David Daniels has been a fan of CBS's The Guiding Light for 20 years. And recently in New York, we arranged to visit the set. So you will call from Europe to find out what's going on in The Guiding Light?
Yeah, twice a week to my friend Jan.
You offend me, I'm a faithful, proud, ungrateful heart is not.
This fall, David Daniels prepared for his New York City Opera debut in Handel's Xerxes. George Manahan is the music director of the City Opera.
This is my first time working with David. Just the sheer beauty of his voice is so amazing. It projects to the back of the house and without ever being forced. That's a rare thing. And I think his musicality is so amazing.
Then mine shall be a grave.
People speak about my facility, and it's not natural to me. I work very hard at it, but I think the trick is to fool everyone, make them think that it's very easy. But I work very hard at it. All of the musical things I felt as a tenor that I wanted to get out with the text and with the music and with the phrasing, I can do now as a countertenor because I'm free technically. And that's the most liberating thing about singing.
When David Daniels found his most natural voice, the music world naturally took note. Audiences are awed by him. He has a voice that is as exquisite as it is unique.
To